Hello, I'm going to show us a little back exercise that you can do, and it's also for balance. You're going to start on your hands and knees. Your hands are underneath your shoulders and your knees are underneath your hips. Now you can lift up your right arm and your left leg, and your goal is to maintain that same table flat back that you had when both hands and knees are down. So I'll just show you the beginner exercise, and you've seen this in rehab probably for low back or for back care. And so we're doing it as prehab, ideally to be ahead of back pain. Now what you're doing is pulling your belly in, and that's going to fire the transverse abdominals, also the multifidus muscles that support the spine. Now look at my arm. You're going to push really hard with that hand that's on the floor. Maintain a neutral back. Now I'm looking at you, but you're going to be looking down at the floor, probably between your fingers, to keep your ear in line with the shoulder from the side view. Now, if you would like to make it harder, lift up all 10 toes, and I meant what I said, lift up all the toes. The feet are not touching at all. Now I have less help for this exercise. Keep your hands pressing strong. The right hand presses strong as you lift up the left leg, the right leg and the left arm, and then exhale, place those limbs down. Don't be surprised if you wobble at first. It's a little harder than it looks. You're going to maintain a flat back or neutral back. Your ear is in line with your shoulder's in line with your middle rib, in line with your hip. Now the common error is that the hip that with the leg up tends to rotate. You actually want to make sure that's flat. And a trick you can do to make sure it's flat is to put a yoga block on your back. So I'm doing the harder variation with my toes off. All 10 toes are off. And you're going to pull your belly up. That way the transverse abdominals are working and you're not sagging into the floor. Your shoulder blades are not collapsing into the floor. You're pushing strong. Another cue that's pretty common in hypermobile women, and usually hypermobile women are drawn to yoga and Pilates, so we want to put on the brakes to the elbows. The elbows are going to, if you're hypermobile, they'll tend to hyperextend. You want to feel the triceps. You don't want to feel bone on bone in the elbow joint. So the main cues are, make sure the head doesn't fall, the ear's in line with the shoulder. Make sure the ribs don't sag like an old racehorse. You want to pull some abs in with the abdominals. You want to pull the ribs up. Make sure the hip of the lifted leg does not drop. When you're in a arm, opposite leg reach, your inner hamstring should be feeling this, and your booty of the support leg should be feeling it, and of the lifted leg, because you are level in the pelvis. You're not rotating. People want to go high like it's a higher achievement, but that's not so. We're going to keep the neutral pelvis. We're going to keep the shoulder blade stabilizers flat. The shoulder blades are flat on the back. That is your exercise for low back care. You may be craving to do a child's pose after this, which just looks like this. If this doesn't serve your needs, then you can do the puppy dog pose, also known as the supported low back supported child's pose. And either one is fine, whatever makes you feel neutralized after that work. Terrific job. Thank you for joining me. We'll keep that back healthy.